Dankeschön fürs Zuschauen. Auf Wiederschauen bis zum nächsten Spotlight. Aber die Netherrath haben noch einen Titel für uns vorbereitet. Und dieser Titel heißt Love Hurts.
Oh, yeah, I don't speak Wisconsin either, but I got the message. Love hurts. Not as much as this hurts. First of all, Carrington Valentine, Jerry Judy has a message for you.
Get your hand off my penis! This is the bloke who got me on the penis, people.
Second, that's exactly how it feels to be a Broncos fan. And now that's how it feels to slowly come to grips with the fact that after 3 decades of elite QB play, you now suck just as much as the rest of us. And this symbol of your team just looks ridiculous. You can put cheese on your head when you're winning, when you got a good quarterback. If you don't have that, you just look like you want to be molested by a horde of rats trying to attract vermin to come feast on your head. Don't worry, for everyone wondering, I'm going to be mature. And I won't gloat about pulling another team into the football abyss so I'm not alone. So I'm not so alone. They say it's better to have loved and lost than to have never loved at all. I say it's better to have never loved during an NFL draft and pissed off your weird but Hall of Fame caliber quarterback. You have love, and now you have lost.
Going deep, and looking, it's intercepted!
I'm sorry, Green Bay. You were for so long the mighty Packers. Go, Pack, go. A franchise many envied for its sustained success. Fans own the team. How cool is that? And now you're just Todd Packer.
Oh, come on.
What has 2 thumbs and likes to bone your mom? This guy!
That's the Packer you are. A background character that everyone else will notice probably once a season for all the wrong reasons. Broncos beat Green Bay in a snooze fest, 19-17, and yeah, welcome to the new worst episode. But for the Packers. For a non-stop peek into my personal football suffering, subscribe here. Also, don't forget to check out my coffee company, BenchwarmerBrew.com. If you sign up for the subscription service, that's the cheapest way to get my coffee, because coffee ain't cheap, shipping ain't cheap, but I've got the Loser's Blend for anyone feeling a little down, and of course the Fuck the Refs blend. This blend is really for everyone. BenchwarmerBrew.com. Okay, before I relive this nightmare of a game for both fan bases, a game my team won, by the way, let me get this out of my system. If Valentine were a musician, he'd play the organ. The male sex organ. This is not the peanut punch Charles Tillman perfected. Yes, this does count as a sack. Okay, there. You won't see it again, I promise. I got it out of my system. Okay. The 3 guys that I thought had the best game were Dick, Peter, and Willie. Okay, now I'm done. I swear to God, I'm done. As a Broncos fan, I am very used to seeing most of my team's offensive best plays come on the opening drive. And on 3rd and 7, Russ tight windows this ball into Courtland Sutton's cradling arms. Javonte Williams followed that with his first real Javonte is back run on a nice 23-yard rip. After that, there wasn't a single fucking highlight from the first half. Not a single noteworthy play in the first 30 minutes of football. Denver kicked 3 field goals, and that vaunted Vance Joseph defense shut out the Todd Packers.
What's up, my nerds? Check it out.
Oh, no.
You know, the Broncos defense that was giving up by far the most points per game heading into this. Well, I would call it a battle, but that would be offensive to anyone who's ever served in the military. And they shut out the Packers in the first half. Denver and Green Bay finished with exactly 194 passing yards. They mirrored each other in almost all of the statistical categories. It was like a pissing contest. But where both pissers have inflamed prostates and can barely dribble out some urine, What highlights do you want to see from the first half? The Packers not converting third downs and not getting into the red zone a single time? Do you know what it feels like not getting into the red zone? Oh yeah, getting punched in the male penis. Or maybe you're thinking of Matt LaFleur getting so angry, I was worried he might bust an eyebrow right off his face. Or maybe you want the Packers missing a field goal that I totally willed into existence.
Very easy field goal. Nobody misses this field goal. 43 yards in Denver, that's like a 10-yard field goal in any other stadium.
I swear to God, if he misses it for the first time, Brandon.
This is such an easy field goal.
Brandon, I swer to God.
Imagine anybody
the
missing
kick is up,
like
and
this.
it is hooking wide left.
Yeah! From my head to my taint, I knew it was coming. Oh, yeah, the Packers are as bad as us. One of us. One of us. Oh, how about the only touchdown that didn't happen because it was called back because of holding? Watching a TD disappear because of a hold feels like getting punched in the dick. No, it feels like you paid way too much money to go to a shitty magic show. Or maybe you liked Russell Wilson overthrowing one of the Broncos' 80 blocking tight ends because our only tight end who can run a sub-molasses 40 has a hamstring made out of Black Forest ham and string cheese. Or wait, was it the Broncos' longest offensive play of the game you wanted to see? A pass interference on Brandon Johnson by Keyshawn Nixon. I haven't seen a Johnson and Nixon this entangled in nefarious activity since Watergate. That's right. I'm slow clapping myself. Watergate, Johnson, Nixon, oh my God. If I don't win a Webby for that, I never will. Guess what the Broncos did with that penalty, by the way? That penalty, that PI. Well, they dialed up an 11-yard loss on an end around that got blown up because our blocking tight ends also can't fucking block. That was the first half. And if you like football, you were let down, and not gently. It was like your parents told you they were getting a divorce while you were blowing out your birthday candles. And then they went on to say, we're getting divorced because of you. It is indeed your fault, child. Now, during halftime, instead of analysis and recaps, we just got this Taylor Swift and Brittany Mahomes secret handshake played on loop. I don't know what kind of torture this is, but it's worse than waterboarding. Brittany Mahomes is going to guest appear on Taylor Swift's next single, isn't she? And it's going to be a cover of John Denver's Country Roads. And it's going to be called Country Roads Take Me Mahomes, just so the Chiefs can fuck over one more Denver. The Packers had to run a trick play to get into the red zone for the first time in the game in the second half. Yeah, that was our first trip. And the Packers settled for a field goal. Javonte Williams, who played what I think was actually his best game of the season, ripped off another great run, and the crowd, still waking up from their halftime nap, didn't even seem to notice. Both teams exchanged penalties, and then it happened. The Broncos scored a touchdown. Russell Wilson goes balls deep to Courtland Sutton, who scored so easily, I thought he played for the fucking Chiefs. Okay, finally, the Packers highlights, okay? There are Packers highlights. They did, in fact, score 2 touchdowns. Jordan Love found an open Christian in Denver.
Talk about being on offense, not defense for Jesus.
No, not you, Tebow, but Christian Watson. Here's where it gets dumb, though. Green Bay's first touchdown was caught by Broncos corner Pat Surtain. Huh? Yeah, the Broncos had to catch the ball for the Packers in the end zone for the Packers to score. Normally, this is actually called an interception. Normally. Not in a Broncos game, though.
4 hands possess this football while both players are airborne. It is not a catch and finalized until you have possession with 2 feet down. If you look at this play, when the 4 players possess the football, the defensive player's feet land before the offensive player's feet land. The ball never disengages from either one. So in my opinion, Surtain possesses the ball with 2 feet down before the receiver does, and I therefore think it's an interception.
Which has me convinced the broadcast official's sole job is to just piss off fans. It's cool though, okay? I'm used to this. I'm used to it, Packers fans. I'm not mad. Life goes on. That TD was so wrong, though, that Jordan Love didn't even want anybody to see his face after. Probably because he was uncontrollably laughing. But here's my warning to you, Packers fans. That touchdown, it made me start to fear that my team was about to let me down again for the 1,000th time. That's your real future. Knowing that no matter what happens in the first 3 quarters, good or bad, that in the 4th quarter, your team will break your heart. And when it breaks your heart, you're gonna start to fear that you are incapable of love. Not to be confused with love being incapable, which I think he is. Our safety Kareem Jackson was ejected for playing football against rookie tight end Luke Musgrave.
Musgrave with some kind of catch.
Right or wrong, Kareem Jackson is now on pace to be fined so many times this season. He could be the first player in NFL history to owe more money than he made this season. Musgrave was so shaken up after this brutal hit that here he is celebrating the penalty. Now I present the dumbest series of plays. Fucking chair by both teams that led to a touchdown. It starts with Green Bay burning a timeout on 3rd and 2 in the red zone. Fine, it happens. Don't take a penalty. Make sure you get the right play in, whatever. But coming out of that timeout, after having extra time to think about the next play, Denver burns a timeout. And Vance Joseph is livid because the Broncos had to waste a timeout because they didn't have the right personnel on the field. But wait, there's more. The next play, after back-to-back timeouts, the Packers get flagged for a false start when Josiah DeGuara falls forward. But alas, the Pack was saved as that dumb-shaped, shitty little annoying football that does move in mysterious ways bounced off Romeo. Oh, Romeo, where fart thou Romeo's hands? And right into Jalen Reed's hands for the luckiest touchdown I've seen. Well, since the Broncos got that Hail Mary week 2 against the Commanders. That's when you know your run at being a competitive franchise is over, Green Bay. When you get not 1, but 2 lucky breaks that also result in touchdowns and you still lose. Jordan Love is not the guy. He can be a guy, he can. Remember all those players you thought were really, really good? Aaron Jones, Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs. Well, when your QB is average, they also become average. I believe it's called the law of averages. It's simple math, and it sucks to see. It is not fun, but it's what happens in the NFL when your Hall of Fame quarterback leaves, normally. You must now wait your turn for an elite QB. The Broncos outplayed Green Bay, but Denver did not play well. That's why it is a worse new loss for Green Bay. This is the first of many games where your team gets defeated by another bad team that isn't even playing well. A lot of Green Bay fans assumed Jordan Love was the next guy in line, and after following the Rodgers arc of waiting 3 years for the starting gig, you were ready for history to repeat itself. But after a hot start to the 2023 season, the Packers have now dropped 4 in a row.
3 of 4. It's 3 of 4, not 4 in a row. Sorry, Green Bay, sorry.
The 2 most recent losses coming at the hands of Josh McDaniels and a team that also lost to Josh McDaniels. And to make matters worse, the division rival Bears won this week by beating Josh McDaniels with a backup QB. It all comes down to Josh McDaniels is the bar, and we're falling below fucking McDaniels. You Packers fans, me as Broncos fans, and it can't get any fucking worse for any of us, because now that the Broncos won, we got no shot to get our man Caleb Williams or Drake May or Michael Penix, because 3 fucking teams pick ahead of us now. We're all losing to McDaniels. Love did play well to start the season, before he turned into Effet, a Broncos defender down there somewhere in that meme. So maybe, just maybe like Todd Packer, you will actually land on your feet.
But I landed on my feet down here in Florida. You see, this cat's got 9 lives and a 9-inch.
Thanks for watching Thatsgoodsports. Please subscribe here on YouTube and come back tomorrow for all of the real winners and losers of NFL Week 7. Kneel before your king of losing.